So, I figured I might as well start another Let's Play series. And since Undertale is turning 10 years old tomorrow as I record this, why not play that? Long ago, two races ruled over Earth, humans and monsters. One day, war broke out between the two races. After a long battle, the humans were victorious. They sealed the monsters underground with a magic spell. Many years later, it's the year 21X. I can say that those who climb a mountain never return. These tabs are so I can synchronize the audio and video later. Because I'm recording my voice on my phone right now. This is Undertale. Press Z or enter. Let's press Z. Well, you can set the language to Japanese. I'm not going to do that because I don't know much Japanese and I can barely read it. Also, I'm doing this on a Linux machine because on my main computer, I have an existing save file. But, I never actually finished any route in this game other than the neutral route once, and that was a long time ago. So I might as well start again. Name the fallen human. Let's go with Cake because that's the name I go by online. Is this name correct? Yes. That name is correct. 3, 2, 1, go. So, I've never actually played this game on Linux before. The main buttons are Z, X, and C. C opens the menu. Z selects stuff, and X closes stuff. You can also use other buttons, like for example Shift, which functions the same as X. I bet this control scheme is derived from Touhou in some way. Anyway, here's this character. Howdy, I'm Flowey. Flowey the flower. You're new to the underground, aren't you? Golly, you must be so confused. Someone ought to teach you how things work around here. I guess little old me will have to do. Ready? Here we go. See that heart? That is your soul, the very culmination of your being. One thing you might not know is that in Undertale and in Deltarune, you can hold Shift to move more slowly, like this. I presume that's also borrowed from Touhou. Your soul starts off weak but can grow strong if you gain a lot of LV. What's LV stand for? Why? Love, of course. You want some love, don't you? Don't worry, I'll share some with you. Wink. Down here, love is shared through little white friendliness pellets. That sounds friendly enough. That's cute, I guess. Move around and get as many as you can. Oh. You idiot. In this world, it's kill or be killed. Why would anyone pass up an opportunity like this? I'm sorry, just a second. Come on. Die. Eh? Hmm? What a terrible creature, torturing such a poor, innocent youth. Ah, do not be afraid, my child. I am Toriel, caretaker of the ruins. I pass through this place every day to see if anyone has fallen down. You are the first human to come here in a long time. Yeah, 10 years in fact. Come, I will guide you through the catacombs. This way. The shadow of the ruins looms above, filling you with determination. HP fully restored. So it's 3 minutes and 16 seconds, apparently. Welcome to your new home, innocent one. Allow me to educate you in the operation of the ruins. The ruins are full of puzzles, ancient fusions between diversions and door keys. One must solve them to move from room to room. Please adjust yourself to the sight of them. Only the fearless may proceed. Brave ones, foolish ones, both walk, not the middle road. See if you can guess what that means. To make progress here, you'll need to trigger several switches. Don't worry, I've little ones you need to flip. Press Z to read signs. Stay on the path. Oh. I'm glossing over a ton of particulars because we're into the 7th minute already. As a human living in the underground, monsters may attack you. You'll need to be prepared for this situation. However, worry not, the process is simple. When you encounter a monster, you'll enter a fight. While you are in a fight, strike a friendly conversation. Stall for time, we'll need to... the conflict. Practice talking to the dummy. You encountered the dummy. You can fight them. One thing you might not notice is that in the fight menu, the health bar of an enemy is visible. The one exception to this is Sans. Wow. Ah, very good. You are very good. There's no problem. So I wonder if you can solve it. So down, and up. If you want to head back here, spoiler alert, you will have to know that puzzle. Oh, but it's... but what's ahead only functions as walls. Frogget attacks you... Frogget, attack 4, defense 5. Life is difficult for this enemy. Partly because of Toriel. 0 XP and 0 gold. If you want to do the pacifist route, which I am shooting for, you will need to not get EXP. What's the name? Is the Eastern Room's blueprint. See? Yeah. If you backtrack here or later, these spikes only behave as walls. If the player character first looks a little ugly, maybe, that's just, maybe Toby is, like, making you think, like, what he wants you to think. I actually have a copy of Undertale's art book, but and one thing I remember it's stating is that Toby designs the player character to be ugly. That way people wouldn't think much of the game at first. the rest of the game looks, looks really pretty. Greetings, my child. Do not worry, I did not leave you. I was merely behind this pillar the whole time. Thank you for trusting me. However, there was an important reason for this exercise, to test your independence. In business, you must stay alone for one. Here, it seems to for yourself. I have an idea. I'll give you a cell phone. If you have need for anything, just call. Be good, alright? Hello, this is Toriel. You have not left the room, have you? There are a few puzzles ahead that I have yet to explain. It'd be dangerous to try to solve them yourself. Be good, alright? Hello. Excuse me, human. I have some advice for you about battling monsters. If you act as though you fight until you almost defeat them, they might not want to battle you anymore. If a monster does not want to fight you, please, use some mercy, human. I will, thanks. Playfully crinkling through the leaves fills you with determination. Here's that second save. Candy. Yeah, this has no bearing on the route. Yeah, this would, that we're still able to continue the pacifist route. Whoops. So I now have 4 pieces of monster candy. I might as well save again. So here's the first encounter with a Frogget. Now I have the key to this. I have the key to sparing them memorized, because I've played this game a fair bit, despite having never beaten it. So when the monster's name is yellow, you can spare them. And I got 2 gold from that interaction. For no reason in particular, do I prefer cinnamon or butterscotch? Cinnamon. You not dislike butterscotch, do you? I know what your preference is, but would you turn up your nose if you found it on your plate? Right, I understand. Thank you for being patient, by the way. So you have 4 gray rocks, recommend you push them. This is another enemy you'll find in Ruins Whimsun, whom you can spare immediately. Consoling them makes them run away for you. Terrorizing them does this. I can't handle this. Whimsuns will deliberately avoid attacking you. And so if you don't move at all, well, you won't get hit. Let's see if I remember how to do this. Didn't you read the sign downstairs? I did not. Not in this playthrough, at least. One thing I discovered from the GQ's... In this enemy, you can also spare immediately. They do reappear in the waterfall area. But hold your horses, we're not there yet. One thing I discovered in GQ is that you only have to push this bottom rock. That's for you, Pumpkin. You want me to move some more? Alright, how's this? Wrong way. I think you got it. Yay. Oh. You want me to stay there? You're giving me a real workout. Aren't things easier when you just ask? Here's the next save point, and that's the 4th save. 11 minutes and 22 seconds. Then there's Naps the Book. Are they gone yet? This ghost keeps saying Z out loud repeatedly, pretending to sleep. Move it force? Sure. Here comes Naps the Book. Attack 10, defense 10. This monster doesn't seem to have a sense of humor. Oh, I'm real funny. Oh yeah, your soul also has Toho. Touhou-esque, like Touhou, like Touhou style hitboxes, and your hitbox is smaller than it looks. He gave Napstablook a pleasant smile. Really not feeling up to it now, sorry. Honestly, me neither. School just started a few weeks ago, and it's kicking my ass. So Napstablook, a little joke. Steering seems to have improved Napstablook's mood again. Let me try. Ooh, I call it Dapablook. Do you like it? I do. Yes, thanks. I do, thanks. Ah, gee. Tears. I usually come to the ruins because there's nobody around. But today I met somebody nice. Oh, I'm rambling again. I'll get out of your way. I'm gonna save again just in case I die. When I first played this game back in 2020, I died quite a bit in the ruins. That's another screen recording I made. Hey, wow. I mean, you don't have to do that, but it will. But eating one during a future boss battle will skip the entire boss battle. Where's the... Oh, I just realized it's been a while since I've cleaned up. I was not expecting to have company so soon. There we go. It looks... Don't pick on him. Please don't pick on me. I hate this one. Finally, someone gets it. Hello. Hello, Flowey. Apparently that's a thing you'll see every so often. Alright. The Mygosp, I think it's pronounced, you can spare by sparing all the other enemies in the battle. There's just one switch. Wait, is there? Here's Vegetoid. I forget what Devour does, but dinner, if you manage to catch the green item, will allow you to spare Vegetoid. That's cute. This one has the ribbon. Napstablook is over there. Here's the not Nintendo Switch. Hey, Napstablook. I fell down a hole, now I can't get up. Go on without me. Wait, ghosts can fly, can't they? Oh well. One thing I know about the bad route is that if you manage to clear the ruins area early enough, Napstablook just won't appear at all. The far door is not an exit; it simply marks a rotation in perspective. Press the blue switch. Red. Why am I getting this combo a lot? Do I remember how to do that? I hate this one. Yep, it's not that one. Yeah, that's where that hint at the first room is helpful. Because you would know that this is the green switch. Oh, well, okay. Hello. Just between you and me, I saw Tori come out here a while ago. She's carrying some groceries. I didn't ask what they were for, while too intimidated to talk to her. We got this. And that. Undertale is 10 years old now, and I'm 10 years older than I was when it first came out. Oh dear, that's a conga I thought would. How did you get here, my child? Are you hurt? There, I'll heal you. I should not have left you alone for so long. It was irresponsible to try to surprise you like this. Well, I suppose I cannot hide it any longer. Come, small one. Do you smell that? Surprise! It's a butterscotch cinnamon pie. We thought we might celebrate your arrival. I want to have a nice time living here, so I'll hold off on snail pie for tonight. Here, I have another surprise for you. This is it. A room of your own. I hope you like it. Is something burning? Make yourself at home. Empty photo frame. It's really dusty. A box of kids' shoes in a disparity of sizes. You can interact with that lamp and this box. Too bad these toys don't interest me at all. Eating the butterscotch cinnamon pie will restore you full health, but if you save it for a very specific boss fight, it'll make it, it'll have some effect. Here's Toriel's room. Just a regular old bucket of snails. It's Toriel's diary. Read the circle passage. You read the passage. Why did the skeleton want a friend? Cause she was feeling bonely. The rest of the page is filled with jokes of a similar caliber. It's an encyclopedia of subterranean plants. You open to the middle. Typhon, a group of wetland flowering plants with brown oblong seed pods, known more commonly as water sausages. You peek inside. Scandalous. It's Toriel's sock drawer. That might be a joke that I'm not getting. Ah, the cactus. Surely the most tsundere of plants. Inside the drawer are flower seeds and some broken crayons. It's you. Let's see if I can get a screenshot of that. Are we still rolling? Yes, we are. Good. So the past 24 minutes haven't been for nothing. I'm gonna take a picture of this. Alright, now that I've taken a picture of that, let's get back to the grind. Wonder what's down these stairs. Apparently some background noise. I think you should play upstairs instead. Wait. You just stop? So apparently you just stop when Toriel runs to you. Inside is an old calendar from the beginning of 21X. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. I'm not sure how you say that. It's a history book. Here's a random page. Trapped behind the barrier and fearful of further human attacks, we retreated. Far, far into the earth we walked until we reached the cavern's end. This was our new home, which we named Home. As great as our king is, he is pretty lousy at names. Yeah, he is. He might have even named some of the songs on the soundtrack. Because I remember one of the tracks in the game is named "Can You Really Call Us a Hotel?" I didn't receive a mint on my pillow or anything. The ends of the tools have been filed down to make them safer. For some reason, there's a brand name chocolate bar in the fridge. I like to imagine that Hershey's exists in universe. There's some white fur stuck in the drain. The stovetop is very clean. Toriel must use fire magic instead. The size of the pie intimidates you too much for you to eat it. Meanwhile, Chris can just eat the whole thing. Up already, I see. I want you to know how glad I am to have someone here. There are so many old books I want to share. I want to show you my favorite bug hunting spot. I've also prepared a curriculum for your education. This may come as a surprise to you, but I've always wanted to be a teacher. Actually, perhaps that isn't very surprising. Still, I'm glad to have you living here. You want something? What is it? When can I go home? What? This is your home now. Would you like to hear about this book I'm reading? It's called 72 Uses for Snails. How about it? Sure, why not? Here's an exciting snail fact. Did you know that snails sometimes flip their digestive systems as they mature? Interesting. Yeah. Well, bother me if you need anything else. It's a nice home. A little small, but it looks pretty livable. What is it? How to exit the ruins? I have to do something. Stay here. What is up with your mouth? There we go. Did you just teleport? Let's save, because otherwise, the previous 6 minutes will have been for nothing. You wish to know how to return home, do you not? Ahead of us lies the end of the ruins, a one-way exit to the rest of the underground. I am going to destroy it. No one will ever be able to leave again. Now be a good child and go upstairs. That background noise is a little unsettling. Every human that falls down here meets the same fate. I have seen it again and again. They come, they leave, they die. You naive child. If you leave the ruins, they, Asgore, will kill you. I am only protecting you, do you understand? Go to your room. Do not try to stop me. This is your final warning. So I guess that's the exit. You want to leave so badly? You are just like the others. There's only one solution to this. Prove yourself. Prove to me you're strong enough to survive. The Toriel blocks the way. This is the first boss battle in Undertale. If you don't count Afterglow, which you probably don't. You couldn't think of any conversation topics. Let's see how long he can hold on for. Oh, there's a MacBook. Attack 80, defense 80. Knows best for you. Apparently, I am terrible at this. In different boss battles, I have been able to hold on for a while. Long enough to make Toil not trigger the avoidance phase early. What are you doing? Dodging bullets, apparently. I have played a little bit of Touhou before, and I am okay at Touhou. Like, I have been able to 1cc some of the early Windows games on easy. What are you proving this way? Although weirdly enough, not Touhou 7. And that's the weird outlier. Fight me or leave. No, I want to do a pacifist run. And ow. Stop it. Apparently your advice worked in the past. Let's see if it'll work this time. Stop looking at me that way. Oh, no, we're not done yet. You can actually die in this boss battle. Well, you've seen a playthrough on YouTube where that happened to someone. Lovely hitboxes. Nope, we are not there yet. But that's doing less damage. There we are. I know you want to go home, but please, go upstairs now. I promise I'll take good care of you here. I know we do not have much, but we can have a good life here. Why are you making this so difficult? Please, go upstairs. Pathetic, is it not? I cannot save even a single child. No, I understand. You would just be unhappy trapped down here. The ruins are very small once you get used to them. It would not be right for you to grow up in a place like this. My expectations, my loneliness, my fear. For you, my child, I'll put them aside. If you truly do wish to leave the ruins, I will not stop you. However, when you leave, please do not come back. I hope you understand. Goodbye, my child. If you do go back all the way to the first area, you will actually see her. Let's see if I can do that without dying. Let's see if I can demonstrate that without dying. Make sure to save first, because I forgot to do that once and I died. And I had to redo the fight. This is one of those games that I tend to play on and off. I really want to actually commit to a proper playthrough again. Especially because Undertale is 10. I know I keep mentioning it, but it's true. Haven't had an encounter yet. There we go. That sign downstairs says, "Please don't step on the leaves." And that shows you the correct path. That's which I have, which I've memorized. Yep, we are still recording. Yep. One thing you'll notice when you go back from here is, well, you aren't going to notice it here, is that the music restarts. This is a long hallway. I remember one person said that they went back that way because they thought the room looped forever. I don't think there's any enemy encounter. I don't think you'll run into any enemy encounters in these first few rooms. Here's the entrance. And there's Toriel. Do not worry about me. Someone has to take care of these flowers. Golden flowers. They must have broken your fall. If those golden flowers weren't there, this game would be very different. Maybe. Now I gotta get all the way back to the home area. Dying is a sort of feasible shortcut, although not really. There is this glitch I've seen, where you hold up and down simultaneously, and then right to move right. For whatever reason, it doesn't work when moving left. Actually, I might as well buy the Spider Bake Sale stuff. Now, if that bottom rock moves left right now, I just kidding, it won't. Cheese. This cheese has been here for a long time and stuck to the table. Alright, graceful. Anyway, we're back at home. So you might as well save. We're at like the 40th minute now. Which on one of my previous attempts to start a YouTube channel, I did a playthrough of the ruins area in Undertale, and I died quite a bit and that was about as long as this video is going to be. Anyway, here we go. It's you again. Clever. Very clever. You think you're really smart, don't you? In this world, it's kill or be killed, so you were able to play by your own rules. You spared the life of a single person. I bet you feel really great. You didn't kill anybody this time. But what will you do if you meet a relentless killer? You'll die and you'll die and you'll die. Until you tire of trying. What will you do then? Will you kill out of frustration? Or will you give up entirely on this world and let me inherit the power to control it? I am the prince of this world's future. Don't worry, my little monarch. My plan isn't regicide. This is so much more interesting. One theory I've seen in the comments of some YouTube video is that Valley is supposed to be like act like how the player would. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Anyway, this is Undertale, which is a game by Toby Fox. How's that for timing? So anyway, here's the next area. I am going to be stopping here. But before I do, you'll get a glimpse of the next two major characters. Oh, there's a camera in the bushes. Someone must be a creep. Gotta love scrolling, Shimmer. It's a tough looking branch. It's too heavy to pick up. What was that? It's been smashed like it was nothing. And there's no one there? I wonder who that was. And why you just disappear? This music is a little unsettling. Let's cross this bridge. Uh-oh. Human. Don't you know how to greet a new pal? Turn around and shake my hand. Okay, let's shake this guy's hand. Yep, this is probably the most well-known character in Undertale. The old whoopee cushion and the hand trick. It's always funny. Anyways, you're a human, right? That's hilarious. I'm Sans the skeleton. I'm actually supposed to be on watch for humans right now, but you know, I don't really care about capturing anybody. Now my brother Papyrus, he's a human hunting fanatic. Hey, actually, I think that's him over there. I have an idea. Go through this gate thingy. Yeah, go right through. My bro made the bars too high to stop anyone. That middle bar is actually just one of the trees. Quick, behind that conveniently shaped lamp. It is conveniently shaped. Sup, bro? You know what? Sup, brother? It's been 8 days and you still haven't recalibrated your puzzles. You just hang around outside your station. What are you even doing? Staring at this lamp. It's really cool. Do you wanna look? No, I don't have time for that. What if a human comes through here? I want to be ready. I will be the one. I must be the one. I will capture a human. Then I, the Great Papyrus, will get all the things I utterly deserve. Respect, recognition. I will finally be able to join the royal guard. People ask to be my friend? I will bathe in a shower of kisses every morning. Maybe this lamp will be. Sans, you are not helping, you lazy bones. All you do is sit and boondoggle. You get lazier and lazier every day. I feel like that lamp will help you. Hey, take it easy. I've gotten a ton of work done today. A skeleton, but tish. Sans! Come on, you're smiling. I am, and I hate it. Sigh. Why does someone as great as me have to do so much to get some recognition? Wow, sounds like you're really working yourself down to the bone, but tish. Ugh. I will attend to my puzzles. As for your work, put a little more backbone into it. Yeah. Ha. Okay, you can come out now. That was interesting. Y'all get going. He might come back. And if he does, you'll have to sit through more of my hilarious jokes. What's the hold up? Look, there's nothing to be afraid of. It's just a dark cavern filled with skeletons and horrible monsters. That's not scary at all. Actually, hey, hate to bother you, but can you do me a favor? I was thinking, my brother's been kinda down lately. He's never seen a human before, and seeing you might just make his day. Don't worry, he's not dangerous, even if he tries to be. Thanks a million. I'll be up ahead. So, that'll have to be it for now. In the meantime, this has been Cake2451, and I'll see you next time.